elected officials has exploded. Between 1970 and 2012, it grew from fewer than 1,500 to more than 10,000. And oh yes, a black man was elected president, twice. Conventional wisdom would suggest that all these political gains would lead to economic gains, but that has not proven to be the case. In fact, during an era of growing black political influence, blacks as a group progressed at a slower rate than whites, and the black poor actually lost ground. Why was the conventional wisdom wrong? Because it was based on the incorrect assumption that politics was the pathway to black progress. Only black politicians, so the thinking went, could properly understand and address the challenges facing black Americans. It wasn't stable families, hard work, or education that would lift blacks into the middle class. It was more black city councilmen, congressmen, and senators. But the evidence, even according to liberal social scientists like Gary Orfield, indicates that there may be little relationship between the success of black leaders and the opportunities of typical black families. So while black politicians from Tom Bradley and Marion Barry to Maxine Waters and John Conyers achieved considerable personal success, their constituents did not. Yet this calculus, political success as a prerequisite to a better life, remains progressive orthodoxy today. When Michael Brown was shot dead after assaulting a police officer in Ferguson, Missouri in 2014, much was made over the racial composition of the police department and city leaders. But if black representation among law enforcement and city officials is so critically important, how do you explain the rioting in Baltimore the following year, after a black suspect there died in police custody? At the time, 40% of Baltimore's police officers were black. The Baltimore Police Commissioner was also black, along with the mayor and a majority of the city council. What can be said of Baltimore is also true of Cleveland, Detroit, Philadelphia, Atlanta, New Orleans, and Washington, D.C., where black mayors and police chiefs and city councilmen and school superintendents have been in office for decades. But to what end? As I document in my book, False Black Power, when blacks had little political power, they nevertheless made significant economic progress. In the 1940s and 50s, black labor participation rates exceeded those of whites. Black incomes grew much faster than white incomes.
We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
Incomes, and the black poverty rate fell by 40 percentage points. Between 1940 and 1970, that is, during the Jim Crow era, with its racist laws, and before any affirmative action, the number of blacks in middle-class professions quadrupled. In other words, racial gaps were steadily narrowing without any special treatment for blacks. And then came the war on poverty in the mid-60s. This was supposed to close the gap once and for all. Yet despite billions of dollars of government assistance in the form of welfare payments, housing projects, and enforced hiring programs like affirmative action, black poverty rates remained unchanged relative to white poverty rates. In fact, a strong case can be made that to the extent that a social program, however well-meaning, interferes with a group's self-development, it does more harm than good. Government policies that discourage marriage and undermine the work ethic, open-ended welfare benefits, for example, help keep poor people poor. No wonder, then, that more black...
All government of rights originates with the people, is founded on their will alone, and is instituted to protect the rights of the individual and for the good of the whole. Its only legitimate ends are to secure justice for all, preserve peace, protect the rights, and promote the happiness and general welfare of the masses.
Politicians bringing home more government aid has done so little to improve rates of black employment, home ownership, and academic achievement. As economist Thomas Sowell explains, the relationship between political success and economic success has been more nearly inverse than direct. The history of Germans, Jews, and Italians in America supports Sowell's observation. Each of these groups made significant economic gains before ever attaining significant political power. Asians are the most recent example. How many prominent Asian politicians can you name? On the other hand, the Irish, whose rise from poverty in the 19th century was especially slow, were very politically successful. Irish-run political organizations in places like Boston and Philadelphia dominated local government. In the U.S., the Irish had more political success than any other ethnic minority group. Yet the Irish were, according to Sowell, the slowest rising of all European immigrants to America. The black experience in America is of course different from the experience of the Irish or any other ethnic minority. But that doesn't undermine the obvious conclusion. Human capital is far more important than political capital. And the formula for prosperity is the same across the human spectrum. Traditional values such as marriage, stable families, education, and hard work are immeasurably more important than the color of your congressman, or senator, or police chief, or president. I'm Jason Riley of the Manhattan Institute for Prager University.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, my brothers and sisters. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, kings and queens, prince and princesses. Good afternoon. You are tuned into The Proven Truth. You are listening to The Proven Truth with your brother and host Anthony Brown, coming to you live from the studios of Radio Gumbo Creole here in the beautiful territory of New Orleans, Louisiana. It's another God-given day, family. It's another God-given day, and you know how we do it. We give our God the thanks and the glory for giving us the privilege to be with you here today. Look, family, let me share something with you. Your brother is in a small amount of pain right now. I'm in a small amount of pain, you know what I mean? I was out there yesterday doing some manual labor and your brother damaged his finger. So right now I got this, I had to go to the emergency hospital yesterday. Got myself like a dozen stitches, got some antibiotics, some painkillers. You know, I really hurt my finger yesterday, big time. You know what I mean? However, the work must go on. The work must go on. Look, we have a couple of things we're going to talk about today, family. We have a couple of things we're going to talk about today. Here in the territory of New Orleans. What's up, my sister Kim Ford? What's up? I see your sister, see ya, Warrior King. Here in the territory of Louisiana, we have 6 individuals that sits on the Louisiana Supreme Court. We have 6 individuals that sits on the Louisiana Supreme Court. And the Louisiana, these individuals sits on the bench representing certain political district, okay? Political district. We got 7 such political district here in the territory of Louisiana. We have district 1 through 7. As it is right now, there is a seat that's vacant on the Louisiana Supreme Court. That's the first district seat is vacant. Okay? Now, the breakdown as it relates to race is we have 6 Caucasian or white individuals that sit on the bench, and we have 1 black. Now, for those of you who've been following this show for some time, you know, you have heard me say it, and I will continue to say it. We here on The Proven Truth, we are black conscious, not black ignorant. We are black conscious, not black ignorant. On the Louisiana Supreme Court, there is 7 seats. Out of the 7 seats, there is 1 black person, African American descent, that sits on that bench, and that person is the Chief Justice, one Burnett J. Johnson. She's the only person that sit on the bench that her pigmentation look just like mine. She's the only one. Now, we have a serious problem here in Louisiana. We have a serious problem here in Louisiana. A matter of fact, family, let's back up a second. You have this organization, Equal Justice Initiative. They have several books out. Okay, one of the books that they have, which I have a copy here, just get my copy maybe a couple months ago. For those of you who are on social media, you can see it for yourself. And the book is titled Lynching in America, Confronting the Legacy of Racial Terror. Okay? When you turn basically on the first page or the second page, there is some territory that's highlighted in red. Okay, and the territories are Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, and Virginia. And the reason why they are listed is because this is what it says. Over the past 6 years, EGI staff have spent thousands of hours researching and documenting terror lynching in the 12 most active lynching states in America. So Louisiana, based on its history, is known for terror lynching or lynching. It's one of the territory that's known out there, that's predominantly known out there for this act of violence against black people. But the reason why I brought this book up, not to stray from the topic, I want to show you a correlation. Here it is, the population here in Louisiana as it relates to ethnic breakdown. This is what the population, the percentage of the population fall. 56% of the population here in Louisiana is whites. Whites make up 56% of the population. African American make up 32%. Hispanic, 6%. Asian Americans, 3%. Native American, 3%. That's the breakdown as it relates to a racial percentage. Now, even though there is 56% white and 32% black. We have, when it comes to the judiciary, to the judicial branch of government here in Louisiana, 78% of whites occupy that branch of government. Now, why am I mentioning this? Because this is something that cannot be debated. It is factual. I'm giving you hardcore stats. We're not making up anything here or pulling anything out of our asses. That's the facts. Nobody can debate it. Now, the argument can be made that there is a disparity. That there is a disparity between the representation that black people, that Hispanic, that Asian American or Native American have when it comes to representation. That argument can be made, and rightfully so for those who want to make that argument. But this is where we are having that issue. This is where, or this is how we choose to attack this issue as it relates to representative, not only within the judicial branch, but any other branch of government. We have one Bernette J. Johnson, supposed to be black, or she claimed to be a black female. Now, Bernette Johnson is the Chief Justice not because she was actually entitled, or not because her peers saw it fit for her to hold that position as a Chief Justice and the Louisiana Supreme Court. She didn't get there easily. And if it was even rightfully hers to have, she had us to fight. She had us to fight for it. When it came around to the time that Bernette Johnson was supposed to be elected Chief Justice, her peers said to her, no, go sit your little black ass down and wait your turn. Now, what did Bernette Johnson did as a black female? Bernette Johnson, she came out to the black community with tears in her eyes, and she cried to the black community. She cried to the black community, telling us about the contract, telling us about the Constitution, telling us that, look, here it is that these people not applying the Constitution as it's supposed to be applied. Here it is, she, again, Bernette Johnson, now the Chief Justice of the Louisiana Supreme Court, representing the 7th District, came out to the grassroots community, came out to black people, came out to poor people, came out to unfranchised people and tell us, look, the Constitution is the document upon which lays out the terms, and it clearly states that the most senior person that sits on the bench will or should be the next person in line to be Chief Justice. And she came there with tears in her eyes, right? She asked us to go out and champion on her behalf, which a lot of us did. A lot of poor people, a lot of black people went out. A lot of political activists went out and speak on her behalf, so she could be the Chief Justice of the Louisiana Supreme Court. A lot of us did. Now, to be honest, it took a lot more than that. It took for her to file a complaint in federal court again, because she's dealing with people. She's dealing with people in the same profession like her, right? She was going up against white members of the Bar Association, so both male and female. Now, follow me here for a second, family. Hope I'm not losing anybody. I'm making a point. I'm trying to, at least. She came out and she beat the Constitution. She beat the contract over its head, outlining that here it is, this document that's so secret to the court, this document, the very foundation upon which they base their argument, or the legal argument, right? People who are supposed to be honoring that document is actually violating that document. And she said, it's wrong. She said, I'm supposed to be the Chief Justice of the Louisiana Supreme Court. It's my turn. I earned it. And I'm going to fight for it. And we say, okay, sister, go ahead. We're going to help you, and we're going to fight, and we're going to make nice on your behalf, and we're going to support you. And we did. Yes, to one extent, because she was black. Yes, because she was black. And we are looking at it from a racial standpoint. And two, to a more greater degree, it was in what they were doing was totally in violation of the Constitution. And no one is above the Constitution in our eyes. So we went out and we championed on her behalf. But here it is, and we did that. Now, this is the thing, or this is where we have a pushback or a fight back. While she is on the bench serving in her capacity now as the Chief Justice of the Louisiana Supreme Court, the same group of people who she came to, telling us that her peers, other members of the Bar Association, other member of the Louisiana Supreme Court, ain't following the Constitution, ain't doing right by her. One, because she's black. Two, because she's a female. Right? When she prevailed and was appointed as the Chief Justice, the very same people who she came out to, right? When those people find themselves in similar situation like she was, and file writs in her court, what did she do as an elected official, as a black person? What did she do as the only black person that sits on the Louisiana Supreme Court? She denied us our rights. Now, family, look. I'm getting a feedback in my system. I hope everybody is hearing me clearly. Okay, I'm getting a feedback. Oh, that sounds much better. Okay, that sounds better. Okay, good. Now, family, listen to what I'm saying carefully. Listen to what I'm saying carefully. In Louisiana, we have a problem. We have a significant problem when it comes to gerrymandering. We have a big issue or a big problem when it comes to gerrymandering. And what is gerrymandering, you may ask, for those of you who don't know. It's a political process by which the powers that be structure certain areas, certain political subdivision, so that it may favor one political party or one race over another. Okay? And we have that here big time in Louisiana. Big time. Big time. Now you have many people out there who is speaking on this issue. A matter of fact, check this out. The Associated Press this week, the Associated Press have an article inside of it titled "Lawsuit Challenges Louisiana Supreme Court District Saying They Are Discriminatory to Black People." Let's read it a bit. A civil rights organization has filed a federal lawsuit challenging the maps used to elect Louisiana 7 state Supreme Court justices as discriminatory against African American voters. The lawsuit filed Tuesday in Baton Rouge seeks a declaration that the district violates the Federal Voting Rights Act. It also seeks an order that the district boundaries be redrawn. Now, based on the way they draw these boundaries, these district boundaries, it reflects the representative that you have or you get in public office. Follow what I'm saying, family? When they draw, and they are saying that this lawsuit that's filed by this civil rights organization is saying that, look, they are drawing these district line in such a way that is discriminatory against African American voters. So African American voters don't have the representative or the representation in public office because the way they are drawing the lines. No, again, this is a federal lawsuit that's just been filed this week. Now, we are saying that this lawsuit is righteous. Is righteous, is a good lawsuit. It have merit. It has merit. However, herein lies the problem. And why it have merit? Listen to this. We have two in Washington, D.C. We have in the U.S. Congress, we have 2 Senate seats. 2 seats in Senate. no blacks. We have no black representation in the United States Senate for Louisiana. In Congress, in the House of Representatives, we have 6 seats. As a matter of fact, I'm sorry, we have 7. No, we have 6. One of that seat is black. One person is black. Now, who is that person? Cedric Richmond. And the Louisiana Supreme Court, we have 7 seats. One person is black. Who is that black person? Bernadette Johnson. At the state level, the state Senate, we have 39 seats. Out of that 39 seats, 9 black representative. State representative, 105 seats, 24 blacks. So you can see that there's actually a disparity when it comes to representation. You can see that. This is not something we are asking. These are actually factual numbers we are stating. There's a disparity. But now, listen to what I'm saying carefully, my brothers and sisters, because look, you see, I'm taking my time and I'm trying to show you factual numbers. Again, for those of you who've been following this show or been watching it for some time, we are black conscious, not black ignorant. We are black conscious, not black ignorant. Yes, we love black people. Yes, we honor black people. Yes, we cherish and adore black people. Black men, black women, black kids. Yes, we do that. But at the same time, my brothers and sisters, we have to be conscious and fully aware of the few black people who we have in political office right now. We have to be honest with ourselves. Look, I'm not going to fool myself. I won't do that. And because I love you all so much, I'm not going to fool you too nor lie to you. I won't do that. Where there's a problem, we must recognize the problem and call it for what it is. A lot of people out there is talking about this disparity. A lot of people out there is talking about this gerrymandering. To the point where, I just tell you a while ago, you got civil rights or you got activist groups out there, civil rights group out there, even filing federal lawsuit as recently as this week to address the issue of only one black person being on the Louisiana Supreme Court. Now, we don't talk about black people or black elected officials because we don't like black elected officials or because we have a platform to speak. No, or because we don't have nothing to do. We speak because, one, it's our job. We are the bosses. We are the ones who put them into public office. In the case of Bernadette J. Johnson, she came to us, she cried. Family, I'm telling you, I was there. I'm testifying. She came and she cried tears. And she told us, because I'm black and because I'm a female, they don't want me to be the Chief Justice of the Louisiana Supreme Court. And they are violating the contract. They are violating the Constitution. She came to us. And we say, look, not only that she's right, legally she's right, because it's outlined in the Constitution. She have seniority on the bench, hence the fact that she have seniority on the bench. She's supposed to be our Chief Justice of the Louisiana Supreme Court. So yes, from a legal standpoint, she was right. She was on the money. But we take it beyond that. We saw her as a black female, as a black queen, as a black sister. We saw her. Yes, we saw that blackness. Why should we lie or deny it? It is what it is. We saw that blackness. Not only that we saw that blackness, we recognize the fact that it is because of her blackness why they were denying her a rightful place as the Chief Justice of the Louisiana Supreme Court. We recognize that. We went out and we bat for her. We call out the hypocrisy. We call out the malfeasance in office by her white associates. We did that. We did that. And we did that proudly. Willingly, we did that, family. We did that. But here it is. After the black community rally around this so-called black female, after the black community rally around her, show her love, show her compassion, the same group of people who she came to, the very same exact group of people who she came to, telling us that there is members on the Louisiana Supreme Court who was violating the Constitution, and it was wrong of them to do that. The very same group of people who she came to had the same issue, needed representation on the Louisiana Supreme Court. And what did she do? What did this black representative, what did this black elected official, what did this black politician, what did this Chief Justice of the Louisiana Supreme Court did when we file our writ to the Louisiana Supreme Court, showing her that the very same document that she put so much emphasis on when she came to us, we outlined to her that, look, here it is, you have the lower courts or more people continue to violate that document, right? Ooh. You see what happened, family, when you don't follow your own rules? Slip me, yeah? Turn off my phone. Sorry about that. Huh? What happened, family? What happened? So, here it is. We are saying the argument can be made, and rightfully so, the argument can be made. But does black representative or those black politicians actually represent black people or the black masses? No, I'm asking that question, you know. Feel free to call us. Telephone number is 504-303-8922. Feel free to call in. Let your voice be heard if you have what it takes. Telephone number again is 504-303-8922. Or you can leave us a message on social media, Facebook, or on the YouTube channel. Right? The Facebook is Anthony Brown for Assessor 2017. The YouTube is The Proven Truth. Okay? No, but this is the issue, family. Does having black people, or black elected officials, or black politicians as we call them, does black politicians actually represent the masses? No, look, we are not looking for no special treatment from any black politician or black representative. No, that's not the issue here. So don't get misconstrued, or don't get the wrong idea, the wrong concept. Follow what your brother is saying. Just like how Bernette Johnson wanted to become the Chief Justice of the Louisiana Supreme Court, and she came out to us telling us that, look, it was her right to be the Chief Justice. She had the tenure, she had what it takes to be the Chief Justice, and she came out to the community, to the active community, and she talked to us about that, right? To the point where she not only talked to the grassroots community, she went and she filed her complaint in the federal courts, defending her tenure, defending her spot as the Chief Justice. We are asking for the same thing. We are saying that you need to do the same thing, or every single so-called black elected official need to do the same thing for its black constituents. We saying, look, okay, because you're black, you need to, give us something special. No, we are saying across the board, we need fair treatment. We need equity. We need your black ass to represent us. Follow what I'm saying, family? Follow what I'm saying? We ain't asking nothing special from nobody. We ain't. Now, again, so here it is that there is a vacant seat on the Louisiana Supreme Court. Greg Guthrie seat is now available, and there's somebody else running to fill that seat. As a matter of fact, is another Caucasian guy running to fill that seat. Hence this lawsuit that was filed by this civil rights group. Okay? Now the Louisiana Supreme Court says it doesn't comment on pending litigation, right? A statement from the Secretary of State office, which oversees elections, said the office had not yet been served with the lawsuit, but will thoroughly and vigorously review any litigation at the appropriate time. So the Secretary of State haven't received the lawsuit as yet, and the Louisiana Supreme Court don't comment on pending litigation. Now, when we look family, when we look and let's say the United States Congress seat, when we look and this other clown, Cedric Richmond. You know, these are people who we have there in Washington, D.C. that really don't look. Cedric Richmond, someone like Cedric Richmond, he is the chair for the Black Congressional Caucus. No, again, all it is just title. That's all it is. It's title. And from a personal standpoint, these individuals strive. They strive after these titles and position that they have or that they get politically. But it's only from a self-righteous point of view. The people who put them into these offices. Let me tell you something. The last time someone saw Cedric Richmond out in the community here was when he was running for re-election a year ago, or a year and a half ago, wherever it is. And the most you saw of Cedric Richmond was his goddamn signs out there on the streets. The most is goddamn signs on the streets. That's it. Now, let's touch on another topic real quick, family. Let's touch on another topic real quick. Okay? We have a reoccurring problem here in New Orleans, Louisiana. We have a reoccurring issue in New Orleans, Louisiana. City Council to discuss additional funding for Sewage and Water Board. You see, we have a group of people here in New Orleans who sometimes you have to wonder to yourself, how the hell these people continue to be re-elected to public office? You have to ask yourself, at what point will we have a revoke? At what point will the people of New Orleans says enough is enough? At what point? Okay? It was a few weeks ago, or a couple months ago, that LaToya Cantrell and John Bell Edwards was out there hugging and signing and kissing about this $50 million that LaToya got from John Bell Edwards as it relates to infrastructure. Now, here's the problem that we are having. Today, there was a meeting in the New Orleans City Council to discuss additional funding for Sewage and Water Board. Now, Sewage and Water Board, family, in and of itself, it's a business with a monopoly on that business. Sewage and Water Board of New Orleans, they provide a service to which they have a monopoly over that service. For the most part, Sewage and Water Board, they don't have to go out there and create or build or produce nothing. All it is a catchment. They take the water, the rainwater, and they convert it, or they treat it so that and distribute it to people's use. They don't have to go out there and create anything. All they have to do is to treat this water, right? Treat this water system so that it is safe for human consumption. It doesn't matter, commercially or residentially, it doesn't matter. Sewage and Water Board have a steady and a lucrative revenue scheme, or revenue system going on. Sewage and Water Board, every single month, they send out millions of dollars worth of invoices. They collect millions of dollars from the people of New Orleans for water. They have a steady and a continuous revenue source. Sewage and Water Board, family, sewage and water, a matter of fact,
To allow voters to decide how to pay for aging drainage and infrastructure improvements.
This comes after Mayor Cantrell recently struck a deal with Governor Edwards to receive some money for the projects. Josh Robertson is live at City Hall with more.
Well, after Cantrell struck that fair share agreement with Governor John Bel Edwards, guaranteeing $50 million in upfront cash, along with $26 million in recurring funds, the administration now wants to leave it up to voters to decide on the next steps for those infrastructure needs. Now, today, City Council will hear from the Cantrell administration asking for a special election that would allow the city to incur debt and issue up to $500 million in bonds over the next 30 years. According to the proposition that voters would see on the ballot, the money would go towards streets, bridges, drainage systems, stormwater management, and several other areas. The proposition also says the bonds would be paid back through levied taxes. Today, the council will also consider an ordinance to reallocate funds to the Sewerage and Water Board. City leaders say that because of the new deal with the state, certain entities could start paying down their debts very soon.
It's about 10 different council votes and about 13 different CEAs that we're trying to be very precise going through the process. All things perfect, we hope to have money to the Sewage and Water Board as early as August to be paying down the debt. There are some stages to go through. When we go into the reoccurring dollars, the vast majority, if everything goes well, would be coming first quarter of 2020.
Now, if the resolution to call a special election is approved, voters...
Now, listen to me, family, and listen to me carefully. Let's read this real quick. Orleans Parish voters may be asked to pay for the city's aging infrastructure and drainage needs. Now, this is today. They're talking about this today. On Thursday, which is today, the New Orleans City Council will discuss ways to fund the Sewage and Water Board. To do what? To do what?
A transcript of the bicentennial ceremony and other articles of interest. Because of the historical interest, we will also disseminate it to schools and libraries around the state so that citizens and students generally will have a document of this historic event. Our respective two branches of government have a history of mutual respect and cooperation. And let me assure you that I, as Chief Justice, will do everything that I can to continue to build upon that relationship. This is one of the reasons I'm glad to continue the tradition of these visits by our court to your chambers for the State of the Judiciary address, and I thank you for welcoming us here this afternoon. Thank you as well for the respect, courtesy, and cooperation that you show our judges, our lawyers, our staff, when we present the judicial branch budget requests and other legislation that impacts the judiciary. We thank you also for your time spent chairing and serving on various court committees that are concerned with judicial reform. We want to extend a special thank you to Senator Ed Murray, who chairs our Committee on House Concurrent Resolution 143, which I will speak about in a minute. We also thank Representative John Schroeder, who does a yeoman's job in chairing the multidisciplinary task force on legal representation in child protection cases. We thank Senator Martini for the work that he did in overhauling our indigent defense system. I believe the mutual respect of our two branches is based upon a recognition that the legislature and the judiciary are two separate but equal branches of government. Both our federal and state constitutions enshrine this principle of separate but equal, a principle which is meaningless and ineffective without
family. On Thursday, which is today, the New Orleans City Council will discuss ways to fund the Sewage and Water Board. Now, again, for those of you who miss it, let me say it one more time. Sewage and Water Board provide a service to the community upon which Sewage and Water Board have the monopoly of that business. Sewage and Water Board have a recurring revenue stream. Sewage and Water Board should be able to maintain all of its infrastructure on its own based on its recurring revenue. Sewage and Water Board ain't supposed to come into the people of New Orleans and asking us for jack. Ain't supposed to. Let me read something real quick. Listen to this. Sewage and Water Board estimates that rebuilding and improving the water, sewer, and drainage system will cost $5.7 billion over 25 years. Over 25 years, okay? Money the agency doesn't have. The Federal Emergency Management Agency has set aside about $150 million so far. Now, let's back up. This is an article from 2007. Okay, this is an article from 2007. Now, this article deals with our title, Water Sewer Line Slowly Deteriorates in New Orleans. What happened, family, post-Katrina, there was a study done. And Sewage and Water Board claimed to be losing 50 gallons of water a day, right? Or in turn, water a day being lost because of leaks, all right, because of leaks or deteriorating infrastructure, 2.5 times pre-Katrina. Let me say it again. Post-Katrina, after Katrina, there was a study done by these experts, these brilliant scholars, these people associated with the Sewage and Water Board. And what they came up with, they said that they was losing 50 gallons of water, 50 million gallons of water per day, 2.5 the times that they were losing pre-Katrina. They also stated that to totally revamp, to totally repair, to bring new and updated infrastructure, it would cost $5.7 billion. That's what it would cost for everything. Now, post-Katrina, Louisiana received $71 billion. $71 billion from the federal government. Right? $71 billion from the federal government. To assist with infrastructure and to assist pre-Katrina numbers or pre-Katrina residents to come back to all. The money was sent here based on pre-Katrina numbers, family, to bring every single person, not to give them a bigger mansion, but to bring them, at least to give them back what they had pre-Katrina or before the storm. Money was also came here to deal with this infrastructure thing that Sewage and Water Board is now talking about. Now, this is the problem I'm having. Every single time you hear these criminals, listen to what this criminal is saying right here. Well, after Mayor LaToya Cantrell recently struck a deal with Governor John Bel Edwards to give New Orleans $50 million in upfront money, along with $26 million in reoccurring funds. So that's 26, that's 20, and 26, that's 76. The administration now want voters to approve of other steps needed to take care of. Why the hell should the people of New Orleans be taxed or should agree to give these clowns any more money towards Sewage and Water Board infrastructure? Why? Why? Let's go back to this document real quick. This is what FEMA is saying. The Federal Emergency Management Agency has set aside $150 million so far and expect to commit tens of millions of dollars more. But the agency won't cover the entire cost, and they shouldn't. FEMA says that under federal law, it only has to pay to bring the system back to its pre-Katrina level. And that's right. So you're going to tell me that before Katrina, Sewage and Water Board wasn't generating money? Sewage and Water Board didn't have millions of dollars? You're going to tell me that pre-Katrina, with all the increases, the outrageous increases that Sewage and Water Board levy on the people of New Orleans, Sewage and Water Board cannot take care of its own infrastructure? Listen to this. Sewage and Water Board is acting to raise money. Now, again, this article, family, is from 2007, right? Sewage and Water Board is acting to raise money on its own. proposing a phase-in increase in water rates. That was done. Post-Katrina, they increased the water rate on the people of New Orleans twice. Ridiculous amount of water people paying. So this is what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying, family. Follow me carefully. While we are totally against any further increase in money, it's a ripoff. LaToya Cantrell, this present administration and previous administration, downright ripping out the people of New Orleans, taking us for fools. Phase-in increase in water rates that would bring in about $100 million over the 4 years. Okay, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011. So based on this article, in 2011, what we are in now, 2019, right? They're supposed to generate an additional $100 million towards infrastructure. Why the hell LaToya want to call a special session now? Right? I want the people of New Orleans to authorize a special session that's going to be on the ballot in November 6th for her to generate over $500 million in bonds towards infra. Look, check this out, family. Check this out. This is ridiculous, man. Look, my finger is killing me, man. My finger is killing me right now, but I'm going through the process anyway. Back in 2015. Back in 2015, family, the Sewage and Water Board spent $2 billion. Listen to what I'm saying, $2 billion. Now remember, back in 2007, what did they tell us? They told us that $5.7 billion is what they needed, or what it would take to totally revamp the sewer lines or the water lines here in New Orleans. $5.7 billion. Okay? Now, not to include the millions and the billions of dollars that they generate annually, monthly, right? Not to include that recurring revenue. Let's focus just on that assistance that they got from Uncle Sam post-Katrina. So in 2007, they told us $5.7 billion. In 2015, this is what they did in 2015. They spent $2 billion Louisiana Avenue, Napoleon Avenue, between Louisiana Avenue, Napoleon Avenue, Jefferson Avenue, St. Charles Avenue, and South Claiborne Avenue. To do what? Listen to this. The St. Charles Avenue streetcars to fully resume service Sunday after drainage work. So they spent $2 billion doing drainage work, right? $2 billion. West of Canal Street doing drainage work. The St. Charles Avenue streetcar line is expected to resume full service Sunday following a 3-month interruption. So it took them 3 months to spend that $2 billion. Interruption caused by drainage work on 3 major uptown thoroughfares. Since May, the Regional Transit Authority has been offering only bus service along the St. Charles from just above Lee Circle to Webster Street near Adamant Park. For most of the time since then, well, look, we don't have to read all that crap. The $2 billion project is supposed to leave the drainage system capable of handling up to a 10-year rainfall event. Why would the people of New Orleans, give LaToya and her administration or any other administration one single dime for sewage and water board infrastructure? Where is the revenue that sewage and water board is generating as a business? They have a monopoly over the system. They are the only such entity or company providing water service to the people of New Orleans. Only such company. There is no other company that they are fighting or struggling with. There is no competition. None. They have a constant revenue stream coming in every single goddamn day. Where is that money? Where is the internal audit showing us? Look, we know that they are not spending any significant amount of money on these turbines, these pumps. We know that because every single time rainfall here in New Orleans for an hour or so, we flood. So they're spending jack shit. We know that. We know it was last year or maybe the year before that they called this meeting and they awarded millions of dollars to this company to go out there and clean these basins, these catch basins. And what happened earlier? Where's the proof that those catch basins was clean? We ain't got no proof. Now, all of a sudden, here it is, hurricane season is coming around. We have seen the wind. And LaToya telling the people of New Orleans that they need to go out, take before and after pictures of these catch basins, clean them, take before and after pictures, then have their friends or their family members go out and clean some other catch. Why the hell should people do that? No, stick a pin. There's people even within my own political subdivision who does it. I see people doing it, going around and cleaning these catch basins. I see this. But listen to what I'm saying. When the municipal corporation, when they spend millions of dollars, look, I was in the goddamn meeting when they was talking about this contract that they had us to give out. And they give out millions of dollars in contract to this one company to go out and clean these catch basins, right? Look, you talk about assisting people of New Orleans, huh? You talk about crime and violence. To clean these goddamn catch basins, you know. You don't need no college degree, you know. You don't even need a high school diploma. All you need is a will and common sense to clean them catch basin. They give millions of dollars to some company to clean these catch basin. And now here it is, they are telling the residents of New Orleans, because we are in prime hurricane season, that they need to go out and clean these goddamn catch basins themselves. Why? Where's all that money? No, if Sewage and Water Board, look, family, look, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Every single time this issue come up, these criminals talk about new money. They talk about new money. Here it is, LaToya gonna tell us she want a special session. Where is the goddamn money that Sewage and Water Board have been generating for years? Sewage and Water Board have a monopoly over this whole water system. Sewage and Water Board ain't creating water. They ain't going out there and buying water from some way far factory. No. Where is the money that Sewage and Water Board is generating? Somebody ask me that. Somebody tell me that. The city Sewage and Water Board says at least 50 million gallons of water a day are now being lost to leaks. Now being lost to leaks. Okay? Follow me, family, follow me. Follow me. Now being lost to leaks. Or 2.5 times pre-Katrina level. Sewage and Water Board officials also believe raw sewer is leaking in places, and places through existing of the problem unclear. The larger fear is that some water pumps fail, whether because of power outage, some other kinds of mechanical problem, or other Katrina-like storm. So they went out and they did an assessment. They did an assessment of Sewage and Water Board. They say, okay, look, the system is failing, the system is deteriorating. It was done right after Katrina. It was done right after Katrina. Katrina was in 2005. They came up with this estimate in 2007. FEMA give them millions of dollars and continue to give them millions of dollars towards it. They got billions of dollars from the federal government towards this infrastructure repair. Not only that, but even with those billions of dollars that they got from the federal government, they still continue to charge the people of New Orleans a rate because they are providing this service. Now, they're also using tax dollars. Look, here it is, this $50 million that LaToya recently got. She's getting this $50 million and she's saying that, look, it's going toward Sewage and Water Board infrastructure. My ass. Look, again, family, you are listening to The Proven Truth. You are listening to The Proven Truth with your brother and host Anthony Brown, coming to you live from the studios of Radio Gumbo Creole in the beautiful territory of New Orleans, Louisiana. We here are black conscious, not black ignorant. We are black conscious, not black ignorant. Hence, we recognize, hence we honor, hence we pay tribute, hence we pay homage to all those who came before us, to all our ancestors, those who set the very foundation upon which we are treading right now. Those who came and took action, not only speak but took action. When taking action, when doing so, they did so in a time when taking action was tantamount to signing your death warrant. We pay homage to our ancestors. Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Nanny from the Maroon, Paul Bogle, Fred Hamilton, Maurice Bishop, Malcolm X, Carter G. Wilson, Harriet Tubman, Thomas Sankara, Samuel Makell, Bookman Juti, Toussaint Louverture, Jack Dessalines. These are just a few of our ancestors that we choose to pay homage to on a day-to-day basis, family. To these ancestors we say much love. To these ancestors we say respect. To these ancestors we say thank you. To these ancestors we say we hope that our God open his arms wide and welcome you. Again, family, this is The Proven Truth with your brother Anthony Brown. It has been a privilege spending this time with you all today again. Until next time, peace, much love.